Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fabian Arriziq, NIM 2521075 from TBIG-C class. Here I will explain about the science of Kalam and several schools. First, Khawarij. The Khawarij school emerged after the Tahkim incident, namely as an effort to resolve the war between Ali bin Abi Thalib and Muawiyah. The war between the two parties occurred because Muawiyah at the end of 37 Hijrah refused to recognize the caliphate of Ali bin Abi Thalib. Etymologically, the word Khawarij comes from the Arabic Kharaja, which means to come out, appear, arise, or rebel. The name is given to those who left the ranks of Ali bin Abi Thalib in his dispute with Muawiyah. Characters of the Khawarij: first, Abdullah bin Wahab al-Rashibi; 2. Nafi bin Qais bin Nahar al-Hanafi; 3. Najdah bin Amir bin Abdullah bin Sa'ad bin al-Mufarrij al-Hanafi. And next, Shia. Shia's sect is thought to have appeared at the end of the reign of Caliph Utsman bin Affan, 644 until 656 century. In addition, there is an opinion which states that Shia emerged when the Civil War broke out 657 between Ali bin Abi Thalib and Muawiyah bin Abu Sufyan, the founder of the Umayyad dynasty. Derived from the Arabic word Shia. The similar form of this word is Shi'i. Shia is the short form of the sentence Shia Ali means follower of Ali. Shia according to etymology means one's defenders and followers. Besides that, it also means every people who gather on a matter. The main teaching is number 1, the concept of imamat; 2, the concept of taqiyah; 3, the concept of al-mahdi and ar-rajah. This teaching has 4 streams, such as Shia Sabiyah, Shia Itsna, Asy'ariyah, Shia Zaidiyah, and Shia Ghulat. Next, Mu'tazilah. Mu'tazilah comes from the word itazala, which means separate. Appeared in Basrah, Iraq in the 2nd century. His birth stems from the act of Wasil bin Atta, 7 until 75th century, separating from his teacher, Imam Hasan al-Basri, due to differences of opinion. Hasan al-Basri believes that a believer who commits a grave sin still has a statue of a believer. Mu'tazilah in the Al-Munjid dictionary has the meaning as a group from the Qadariyah group who declare themselves and were natural from the two camps, namely Ahl al-Sunnah and Khawarij. Number 1, At-Tawhid, oneness; 2, Al-Adl, justice; 3, Al-Wad wal-Wa'id, promise and creeds. Next, number 4, Al-Murji'ah. This school argue that immortality does not harm faith, and obedience does not benefit till belief. That way they give hope to every believer who disobeys. There are also those who say that al-irja is postponing punishment for their perpetrators and major sins on the day of judgment. So the decision whether he goes to heaven or hell is not decided in the world. Mainstream is the doctrines Murji'ah has 4 main teachings. 1. Postpone the punishment of Ali Muawiyah, Amr bin Anas, and Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, who were involved in Tahkim, and hand them over to Allah and the day of resurrection. 2. Leave the decision to Allah for Muslims who are big sinners. 3. Nothings. The importance of faith rather than charity. And next, Jabariyah. Jabariyah is an ideology and heretical sect within the creed and emerged in the 2nd century Hijri in Khurasan. Jabariyah has the belief that every human being is forced by destiny without having a choice and effort in his actions. Jabariyah argues that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone determines and decides all human deeds. The extreme Jabariyah figured in as follows. Number 1, Jaham bin Shofiyah. 2, Ja'ad bin Dirham. Figures included in modern Jabaria are as follows: An-Najr and other Dirar. And next, Qadariyah. The Qadariyah sect was first raised by Iraqis who were Christians, then converted to Islam and returned to Christianity. Her name is Susan. The term Qadariyah was first raised by Hasan Basri in the treatise written for Caliph Abdul Malik in 700th century. Lexically, Qadariyah comes from Arabic, namely Qadaro, which means ability and strength, while grammatically, Qadariyah is defined as a school that believes that all human action or deeds are not intervened by God. Qadariyah understanding states that humans have power over his deeds. This man himself who does everything, good deeds and bad deeds, on will figures and views of Qadariyah. First, Ma'bad al-Jauhani, inventor, and Ghailan al-Dimashqi. Next, Ashariyah. The Ashariyah school is a school of Islamic theology and was born in the second decade of the 6th century, early 4th century Hijri. Ashariyah is a theological school that is based on Imam Abu Hasan al-Basri in believing in the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari was born in 260 Hijriah or 8047 century and died in 340 Hijriah in Baghdad, which has the characteristic face. First, God has Qadim characteristics that are not identically with God's substance and has a form outside of matter. Second, the Quran is Qadim and not created. Third, recording human actions is God to create power and action. Among the world's great scholars who understand with great and the same and become its leaders include: first, Al-Ghazali, second, Al-Imam Al-Fakhruzari, and third, Abu Ishaq al-Isfairani. And next, Maturidiyah. The Maturidiyah sect first appeared in Samarkand in the second half of the 3rd century Hijriah. The factors behind the emergence of Maturidis thought they gave birth to and the development the Maturidiyah sects are as follows. First is science fiction with the concept of Mu'tazilah theology, which too accepting in giving authority reasons, and two, concern over the spread of Shia teaching, especially the Qamariyah sect, which vehemently opposed the Salaf scholars. Maturidiyah figures namely Abu Mansur Muhammad yang al-Maturidi and Abu al-Yurs Muhammad al-Basdawi. And next, Wahhabism is an Islamic renewal and purification movement pioneered by Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab bin Sulaiman at-Tamimi from Najd, the Arabian Peninsula. The term Wahhabi was already known during the life and Ibn Abdul Wahhab, but not know his own initiative that came out from his opponents. Wahhabism is a stream in Islam aimed to followers of Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab's thought can be said to have been controversial since long ago and invite a lot of criticism and even blasphemous from many people that teaching are far from Islamic values. Therefore, the following are divisions from Wahhabism and teachings. Figures of the Wahhabi sect: first, Ibn Taymiyyah; second, Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab; third, Abdul Aziz bin Abdullah bin Bas. And next, Ahmadiyah, which has the official name Al-Jama'ah Al-Islamiyah Al-Mahdiyah, in a sect in Islam founded in the 19th century by Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, who proclaims himself to be the Imam Mahdi and the awaited Messiah. Arrival of Muslims. The characteristic of Ahmadiyya teaching is to disbelieve Muslims who do not agree with its teachings. figure. First, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. 2. Hazrat Makim Naruddin. Third, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad. And next, LDII or LDII, the Indonesian Islamic Dakwah Institute, LDII, which was originally established on January 3, 1972 in Surabaya, East Java, was named the Islamic Employers Foundation or IAKARI, which was later changed to Islamic Employees Institute in Lemkari, founded by Drs. Nur Hashim, Drs. Edi Mashdadi, Drs. Bahroni Hertanto. LDII was once designed as a deviant sect because it was considered the reincarnation of Darul Hadith or Jamaah Islam in the book The Study of Thought of Heretical Sects and Misleading, written by Zakaria and Irfanul Hakim, mentioned as many as 40 main teachings of LDII, namely: first, Muslims outside the group are infidels and unclean, including both parents. Second, if there are people outside the group who pray in their mosque and the place who they used to pray is washed because they are considered unclean. Third, obligation to obey their aims or imam. Figure founder of LDII is Kiai Haji Nur Hasan Al-Ubaidiyah. Founded figures of Lemkari Islamic Employees Institute was founded by Drs. Nur Hashim and Drs. Edi Mashdadi. And the last, MTA or MTA. The history: Al-Ustadz Abdullah Hufail Saputra is a preacher whose profession is a trader. He got the opportunity to travel to almost all of Indonesia. Concept all Irian Jaya. At the time, he saw the condition of the people in Indonesia was left behind because the Muslim in Indonesia did not understand it. Quran. Understanding Majelis Tafsir Al-Quran, MTA, is a study in institution or study of Al-Quran interpretation which strives to invite its congregation to learn and practice the Quran in everyday life. The main teaching is study, Al-Quran Tafsir Council MTA education, social activities, economy interpretation Majelis Al-Quran MTA, health interpretation Council of the Quran MTA. Founding father: first, Al-Ustadz Abdullah Hufail Saputra, and second, Muhammad Fadin Habibullah. That's all from me. Moral story. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.